President of China announced they'll be exchanging visits. And the no-nonsense high school in Washington State, where you have to pass a drug test to play.
This is the CBS Evening News with John Roberts.
Good evening. Braving rough surf and shark-infested waters, recovery workers began pulling bodies from the wreck of that hijacked Ethiopian airliner today. 52 people on board survived, including an American diplomat and his wife. The Boeing 767 crash-landed yesterday in the shallow waters of the Comoros Islands off the coast of Mozambique after it ran out of fuel. Kimberly Dozier has the latest.
Daylight and low tide allowed rescue workers to resume their search of what remained of Ethiopian Airlines Flight 961. The pilot was forced to ditch the plane after hijackers had refused to let him land and refuel. It broke up on impact less than 500 yards from an exclusive beach resort.
It landed approximately 50 meters from a dive boat with divers underwater. We immediately got boats and skippers deployed out to the scene.
Today, tourists looked on as divers brought bodies ashore from the wreckage. Miraculously, more than 50 people survived. Among them, 3 out of 4 Americans on board, including diplomat Frank Huddle and his wife. He described the crash moments after he was rescued.
And the pilot came on and said he lost an engine, was running out of fuel, and was going to likely have to go down in the ocean. So to get everybody in the right positions, some of the passengers, a couple of the big strong fellows wanted to go rush the bombers, but by that time I'm not sure what it was done. The pilot said, just sit down, sit down.
The pilot is credited with bringing the plane down close to where help was at hand. A team of French doctors vacationing on the island treated survivors. Most escaped with only minor injuries. Both pilot and co-pilot survived, as did 2 of the 3 Ethiopian hijackers, who are now in police custody. The co-pilot says they had claimed to be armed.
A bomb, that's what they say.
They had a bomb, yeah.
The hijackers demanded to be flown to Australia, but little is known about their motive. It's said they wanted to make history. Tonight, rescue workers say it will take several more days and special equipment to retrieve the rest of the bodies trapped in the wreckage. There's little hope any more survivors will be found. Kimberly Dozier for CBS News, London.
In a sign that relations between the United States and China are on the mend, it was announced today that President Clinton and his Chinese counterpart will exchange state visits. It would be the first time that's happened since the Tiananmen Square massacre in 1989. The announcement took place just ahead of the APEC summit in Manila. White House correspondent Rita Braver is there.
The joint summit of the Asian-Pacific leaders today was overshadowed by the individual meeting between President Clinton and Chinese President Jiang Zemin. The 2 men announced that they will exchange state visits sometime in 1997 and 1998, and that Vice President Al Gore will visit China during the first half of '97. The visits are already provoking protests from activists opposed to China's human rights policies. There were even questions about whether today's meeting was a mistake.
No, we're doing the right thing to have this meeting.
And the State Department was defensive about the human rights issue, a top official saying there was no euphoria or complacency about a host of difficult topics.
Human rights is very important. So is peace on the Korean Peninsula, non-proliferation, trade, and many other issues. And we're going to press all these issues, and we believe that regular high-level dialogue is the most effective way to make progress on all these issues, including human rights. And I just made it very clear that the president once again underlined the importance of this subject.
President Clinton took up another sensitive issue at a meeting with South Korean President Kim Young-sam. The 2 talked about a response to North Korea's recent grounding of a submarine on South Korean territory. They stopped short of demanding an apology, but issued a statement urging the North to take acceptable steps to resolve the incident. And on a more positive note, President Jiang today informed President Clinton that the Chinese have discovered remnants of a U.S. World War II B-24, including human remains that went down in southwest China. President Jiang gave President Clinton a videotape and photos, and an American inspection team has been invited to the site. Rita Braver, CBS News, traveling with the president in Manila.
The president goes next to Thailand, where he'll join First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton. Mrs. Clinton today visited a U.S.-financed school where young girls are taught skills and their parents are discouraged from selling them into prostitution. Still ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, Dalmatian-mania, why Hollywood's newest stars may not be the best stars for your house. And children in daycare, how to keep them from making each other sick.
Commemorates Sir Whitmore's ill-fated expedition to the North Pole. He was told he would have better grip with wide snowshoes, but he insisted on thin. He learned a hard lesson. Wider is better.
Introducing the new Wide Track Grand Prix. Its wheels are set wide for better grip to make tracks in any weather.
The spirit still calls.
The new Wide Track Grand Prix from Pontiac. Wider is better.
No time here to get slowed down by irregularity. My doctor suggested Metamucil, the only leading brand with 100% natural fiber, like the fiber in healthy foods. Keeps me regular, so I can be a star.
Metamucil, the doctor's natural choice for regularity.
Now is no time to discover your ordinary flashlight isn't working.
Come on, snake light, and rescue me.
Now you need the Auto Snake Light. Plug it in or run it on batteries. Be prepared. The Auto Snake Light. Very clever, Black & Decker.
To build something that endures takes hard-working people. People who care. People with vision. And the strength to see the job through. We know. Since 1904, that's how we've built a name for ourselves in financial services. Providian. Insurance, credit, and retirement savings.
One down and one to go in Secaucus, New Jersey. Workers have repaired one of two tracks mangled in yesterday's Amtrak train derailment. They hope to get a northbound track repaired in time for tomorrow's heavy commuter traffic. The cause of the derailment is still under investigation. 34 people were hurt. Only one, though, remains hospitalized. New details tonight about the suicide note written by Navy Chief Jeremy Borda last May before he shot himself to death. Borda, facing questioning over combat decorations, addressed the note to my sailors, telling them, quote, I couldn't bear to bring dishonor to you. The suicide note appears in Washingtonian magazine. Doctors at a weekend symposium on children's infectious diseases devoted a lot of time to a problem parents know all too well, that kids can pick up a lot of germs at daycare centers. Elizabeth Caledon reports on the good news on what can be done.
3 little monkeys jumping on the bed.
While kids are off at daycare, they're not only sharing toys and games, they're sharing germs.
On the bed.
Pediatricians say even the cleanest daycare centers can be parasite playgrounds.
I would imagine the only way you can prevent them from coming down with so many frequent upper respiratory tract infections is if you put them in a bubble and then send them to the nursery school or the daycare center.
Children who attend daycare are twice as likely to come down with a respiratory ailment as kids who don't go to daycare, 3 times as likely to get a stomach bug. And then, of course, they take it home.
What happens is he'll get it, then my husband gets it, then I get it, then he gets it back from me.
Infectious disease specialists say there are crucial things daycare centers should be doing to prevent the cycle of sickness.
I think hand washing is really the backbone of any infection control or infection prevention measures.
Daycare centers should have plenty of sinks and should emphasize hand washing after play and especially after diaper changing. At the Buckle My Shoe Daycare Center, not only do they wash hands, they wash toys, which younger children love to put in their mouths.
We sterilize the toys once a day with the bleach and water solution.
No, I don't.
And finally, doctors say if a child is coming down with something, don't just assume it will pass and then drop him off at daycare anyway.
They can reduce illness of the classmates of the children by not sending their child to school if the child has some sort of symptom.
Ultimately, pediatricians say kids spread germs, and there is no magic solution for protecting them. The good news is children exposed to viruses and bacteria at a young age are building immunities they'll need as they get older. Elizabeth Caledon, CBS News, New York.
A terrible scene in the Bronx, New York this morning. Police say a mother threw her 3 children off the roof of a 14-story building and then jumped to her own death. 2 of the children, a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old, survived the fall and are now hospitalized. Neighbors say the woman was distraught over problems she was having with her own mother. The premiere today of the new Disney movie 101 Dalmatians comes with a warning. Dog experts and the movie studio itself are saying, parents beware. Manuel Gallegos shows us why.
From the Hollywood premiere to children's clothing to all those toys, 101 Dalmatians has Americans seeing spots in a way only Disney can do it. With the holiday movie excitement, children may soon be begging mom and dad for a spotted puppy, creating a big demand for the energetic canines bred originally as royal carriage dogs.
Kids with anything new, they'll take care of it. They promise to feed it and walk it and everything else. And as soon as the novelty wears off, you know, the dog's on their own.
We'll have a Dalmatian plantation.
The puppy craze has happened before. After Disney's animated movie came out in 1961, the Dalmatian population leaped from obscurity into the top 10.
I think there'll be a lot of impulse breeding, and I am concerned.
Concerned because ads already fill the papers. But caring breeders will not allow impulse buying because as cute as real live Dalmatians are, there are 101 reasons not to have one.
They have skin allergies, they have hip dysplasia problems, a lot of times they're born deaf.
They need a lot of exercise. They can be temperamental. They can be not good with small children or small animals.
Worried that their dogs will not go to good homes, many reputable Dalmatian breeders are waiting out the holiday season. But owners have already heard stories of inferior dogs being bred to cash in on the film.
This is the worst case of puppy mill, animal abuse I've ever seen.
Joanne Morgan is with the Animals at Risk Care Sanctuary. Recently in Modesto, California, she tried to save 7 Dalmatian puppies from a home breeder. All 7 died.
They were emaciated. They were like walking little skeletons. She obviously was in it for monetary value, and she wasn't someone who really cared about the animals themselves.
These clownish dogs are cared for, and they can make wonderful pets. But as one owner put it, you don't own them. It's more like they own you. Manuel Gallegos, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Next on the CBS Evening News, the extreme step one high school is taking to stop student drug use.
Bobby said he beat you. He's such a kidder.
He wasn't kidding.
Well, maybe he just got lucky.
3 in a row.
Well, maybe we need a new game plan.
Introducing New Ensure Light. Complete balanced nutrition. #1 doctor recommended. Low in fat and only 200 calories. Helps you stay healthy, active, energetic.
I think I'm ready for another.
Another Ensure Light?
Oh, another game.
New Ensure Light. Drink to your health.
Arthritis pain, it's a part of my life. That's why I keep Advil close by. It's gentler on my stomach than aspirin. Just one works as well as 2 regular Tylenol. I'd give me Advil any day over a leave. With that, it could be hours before you can take more. I don't have that long wait with Advil.
Advil works at the site of minor arthritis pain, stopping it where it starts.
Nothing's proven to work better or last longer than Advil.
Advanced medicine for pain. And for a cold, try Advil Cold and Sinus. It's tough on colds like Advil is on pain.
If your minty mouthwash tastes a little too medicine-y to you, taste Scope. Its invigorating tingle tells you it's killing millions of germs. Its minty taste tells you how minty fresh your breath can be. Get kissably close with Scope.
You've got that nighttime heartburn, burning and churning. So what are you going to take, Zantac 75 or Malox? Malox starts to work on stomach acid in about 1 minute. Zantac 75 could take over 45 minutes to start working. So make 1 minute Malox the fast choice for you.
Kill Bambi? Are you nuts? Who would want to kill Bambi? More people than you would imagine, and some of the ones most determined to do it are on 60 Minutes tonight.
A jumbo jet hijacked. A man jumps out of the back of the plane. It happened 25 years ago, but the legend lives on. The mystery of D.B. Cooper, tomorrow on This Morning.
When it comes to dealing with the problem of keeping kids away from drugs, mottos like just say no and just don't do it don't always work. But a high school in Washington State is taking a more direct approach. And that's tonight's Sunday cover, mandatory drug tests for school kids. An hour north of Seattle, in the Skagit Valley of northern Washington state, Burlington seems a world away from the troubles of urban life. Yet for all its small-town values, this quiet community and its high school face some tough real-life problems.
Our high school is not unlike most high schools in the country who are facing these very same issues, but we decided to be proactive and try to do something about it.
The issue is drug use. What the school's doing about it is being used as a model across the state. Before students at Burlington Edison High participate in any extracurricular activity,
a 1, 2, 3.
they must pass an initial drug test,
Bathroom is right down the hall.
followed by random tests throughout the season.
Just bring the urine back out to me.
I mean, I was an athlete who used drugs, mainly pot, and it wasn't like I was uncommon.
18-year-old Matt Merwine used to get high before school, at lunch, and after school, until his parents found out.
You know, kids can get away with an awful lot, and you're always walking the line about, you know, how much freedom do you give them, and it can be very difficult.
Matt's father teaches math at Burlington Edison.
We solved it.
He says the testing program could give other parents an advantage he didn't have in discovering his son's drug use.
It's a big feature of the program is that it can bring problems to parents' attention sooner.
Since the program started 3 months ago, almost half the school's 1,000 students have been tested. Only 4 were positive. But not everyone is singing the program's praises.
I feel like I'm almost being molested, you know? I don't see where they have the right to know what I do outside of this school, you know?
School officials are ready to defend their program, in court if necessary.
I don't worry about the right of privacy when it comes to an accountability system about whether or not you're doing something that's illegal.
The test is used only to detect marijuana and other illicit drugs, not alcohol or nicotine. The school district says the $30,000 program is money well spent.
It is our job to provide a safe environment, a caring environment, an environment where they can come here and be free of all the evils of society.
I feel like if they want to waste their $72 on me, then they can. I mean, I'm a pretty honest person, but I mean, there are some other people that aren't honest, and it keeps them honest.
I think it cracks down on the people who aren't being honest, but I still think it's a little bit disrespectful.
Senior Bill Cook says he'll stop playing guitar with the choir and band rather than submit to the drug test.
If you fail your drug test, they suspend you from these activities. Well, that gives you more time right there if you're into drugs to do them, you know?
But Matt Merwine has passed one random test and says he's totally clean now.
It hasn't stopped drugs at our school, but that's not really what it was for. I mean, it eliminated a huge population of drug users, at least for while they're in season.
The American Civil Liberties Union wants to challenge the tests, but so far has been unable to find a parent willing to press the case. Meanwhile, students can expect pop drug tests as well as pop quizzes.
What's the perfect gift for the whole family? The gift of Prime Star satellite television. Up to 95 channels in digital picture and sound, and you don't have to buy the dish. You get everything you need starting at about $1 a day. And now, if you sign up for multi-channel HBO, Cinemax, or Stars in the Encore Multiplex, you'll get the first month free. It's our gift to you and the perfect gift for your family. Call 1-800-PRIME-STAR or visit your local Radio Shack and enjoy the holidays.
Your family. You'd give your life for them. But that's not what they want. They just want you to stay healthy. Yet if you have high cholesterol, you could be at risk of a first heart attack, even if you have no signs of any heart problems. And the fact is, about 1/3 don't survive their first heart attack. Call 1-800-PREVENT to find out about treatment plans that could help you cut your chances of a first heart attack and live a longer, healthier life. Call your doctor or 1-800-PREVENT.
Were things any easier for him? Was providing for a family simpler back then? Now there's so much information, decisions are tougher. Strange. I grew up not wanting to walk in his footsteps. Now I only wish I could. Things are more complex. Ask a Merrill Lynch financial consultant who can help with a plan and more ways to make the plan work than anyone else. The difference is planning. The difference is Merrill Lynch.
Ready to bust a whole room clean?
I feel like busting loose, floor busting loose.
Get a Floor Buster. The new VersaPack powered room vac lets you bust free from cords and hassle. The new Floor Buster. Very clever, Black & Decker.
Choosing the right lenses can be confusing. At LensCrafters, we have these featherweights lenses. They're made of a thin, lightweight material, but they're also tough. Now watch this. People choose lightweight lenses for comfort, but when they're safer, I sleep better.
Available now, only at LensCrafters.
O.J. Simpson returns to the witness stand tomorrow for a second day of testimony at his civil trial. Sources on the plaintiff's side said there are, quote, bigger fireworks to come this week. On the CBS News broadcast Face the Nation, CBS News consultant and former prosecutor Greg Garrison said the job of the plaintiff's lawyers is to shatter the image jurors may have of Simpson.
And I want to tear a piece of it off. I want to make them see here, this is not this Teflon guy that jumps over things in the airport. This is a mean man. And if you can get that done, touchdown. And they're looking at that whether he says it or not. If he's innocent, it'll never happen.
Simpson tomorrow is expected to face tough questions about, among other things, cuts on his hand, blood evidence, and the now famous slow-speed Bronco chase. Just a month now to Christmas, and that means a lot of shopping ahead, and shopping malls are getting bigger and more like cities every day. And as Cheryl Atkinson reports, they're starting to encounter some big city problems as well.
Ken Blue manages one of the biggest malls in the U.S. and likens his job to being the mayor of a small city.
In today's society, there's no place that's immune from crime, and that doesn't exclude malls.
Just last month, Blue's small city was the scene of a dramatic bank robbery. A police officer was wounded, the robber killed.
What are you afraid of? Somebody mugging me?
Now I have a small child I have to put in a car seat, so my back's turned at that point, so I'm always concerned about that.
There are no hard statistics on mall crime, but as malls have flourished, they've become easy targets. Police officer Susan Kulan says it's far too easy for shoppers with money and credit cards to be distracted by their task at hand.
Criminal element tends to prey on people that are sort of oblivious to their surrounding, that aren't paying attention.
Most malls refuse to talk about security issues, but the best are taking aggressive steps to make shopping safer, especially during the busy Christmas season. Here, there are call boxes in parking garages, and here they've hired security police to patrol outside and inside the mall. Tyson's Corner Center in Virginia has taken the unusual step of publishing its crime statistics in a brochure for shoppers. Their most recent numbers show 2 robberies and 3 aggravated assaults over a 3-month period. And Ken Blue says he'll match that against most any town.
In fact, when you look at our statistics, it actually shows you that this is one of the safest places you can be.
At any given time, there can be 50,000 people in a mall this size. A reminder that if crime can hit America's small cities, it can hit here, too. Cheryl Atkinson, CBS News, McLean, Virginia.
And coming up next on the CBS Evening News, what's new and unconventional at the Computer Convention.
There was a time I wouldn't even think about eating dinner at this hour. I'd get heartburn and couldn't get to sleep.
If heartburn keeps you up, try Axid AR, the only medicine that says right on its labeling it can prevent heartburn completely. That's something Tagamet HB 200, Zantac 75, and Pepsi AC just don't claim. Axid AR, proven it can prevent heartburn completely.
Axid AR, I can sleep on that.
Nighty-night.
In 6 hours, Hurricane Andrew destroyed what took 80 years to build. But it wasn't long before the people of Homestead, Florida began rebuilding. And Caterpillar equipment was there. Because we've been helping people build homes in towns like Homestead for a lot of years. You see, at Caterpillar, we not only help to build the world's biggest dams and airports and highway systems, we also help put small towns back on the map.
How does it feel to drive a 1997 Seville STS? feels to drive the 300 horsepower Seville STS with the North Star system.
Teenagers who have everything, and it's still not enough, so they become prostitutes. It's happening in one of the world's richest countries, and it's happening by vending machine.
Out comes a pre-programmed phone card with women waiting at the other end.
Selling themselves for a designer label. The story Monday on the CBS Evening News.
The Space Shuttle Columbia may have to retrieve the Wake Shield facility satellite early tomorrow, one day sooner than planned. It's all to avoid a traffic jam with a separate orbiting telescope. And on the shuttle itself, signs of a fender bender. 2 tiny dents were discovered on a window, similar to damage caused by micrometeorites. Las Vegas this past week was a gizmo lover's paradise and a techno nerd's delight. It was the site of the annual Comdex exposition. John Blackstone was there.
It's an exercise in high-tech excess at the annual Computer Industry Trade Show in Las Vegas. Companies do almost anything to show off their latest gadgets. There are flat-screen TV sets that hang on the wall like a masterpiece.
16 million colors. It's just 3 inches thick and weighs only 39 pounds.
And a computer that hangs on your waist.
You can hook on to keyboards, you can hook on to headsets, anything. There's cameras, there's endless possibilities.
There's a TV that lets couch potatoes surf the net.
We want to put those TV sets on the internet.
The incredible shrinking computer does everything in an ever smaller package.
It's a fax, it's an email, it's the personal information management system.
One of the palm-top computers even takes pictures.
This is a digital camera.
Many in the industry are betting that new digital cameras that put pictures right into a computer will change the way people take photographs. We don't talk about picture taking anymore.
No, nowadays we just call it digital imaging.
The cameras capture images on computer chips instead of on film.
You'll send your pictures by email, that's right. The Jetsons are here.
The personal computer is at the heart of an emerging digital revolution, says industry observer Robin Raskin.
Music is digital, video is digital, photos are digital, and when all that is digital, the PC is just king because it all comes into the PC and does things.
The natural extension of all this digital convergence, of course, is that sooner or later, we'll all be living in our laptops. All the same, old ways die hard. These computer nerds still depend on paper. I thought the computer was supposed to do away with paper.
It is, but hey, look at it. It doesn't happen.
And then there's the fact that 200,000 people who are all wired on the web and reachable by email chose to meet in Las Vegas instead of in cyberspace. At this crowded convention, they spent plenty of time online in the old-fashioned sense. John Blackstone, CBS News, Las Vegas.
And that's the news. Later on CBS 60 Minutes, the Bambi Menace, how deer are overrunning America. And tomorrow on This Morning, the 25th anniversary of the unsolved D.B. Cooper skyjacking. I'm John Roberts, CBS News, New York. Thanks for joining us. Good night.
CBS News.